Welcome back to Ireland AM. Now, moving your baby on from bottles to food. A bit of stress there, especially when it's for the first time.
Yes, a bit of stress and a bit of mess. It's National Weaning Week, and here to help us is child development expert and founder of Cognikids, Ollwyn Moran. Good morning to you, Ollwyn, and little baby Hazel,
Hi,
as
Hazel.
well. Star of the show again.
Hello.
I know. Oh, look at the smile this morning.
How are you?
Great, because she knows there's food coming, isn't that right, Hazel?
There's food.
Ollwyn, can I ask you, so weaning, we did it around 6 months-ish.
Yes.
Is that kind of the right time to move?
It is,
a bit of food?
that's a perfect kind of time to start. And the recommendations would be that you aim for around the 6 months of age, unless otherwise directed by your doctor or paediatrician. So sometimes, maybe they might want a little one to start weaning a bit earlier, but then you'll be guided by that. But ideally, it's 6 months of age. And because if you think about it, your little one is kind of still stretching out, even though they might only be here 6 months, everything, their whole intestines, digestive system, all needs to strengthen and stretch out after being folded up in the womb for so long. So we've been doing lots of floor play, lots of tummy time, lots of core strengthening in our series so far. And, while it helps to get your little one upright, it also helps to get the digestive system ready in order to be able to function with solid foods.
Our Ireland AM baby, look at her. Look at her mom over there.
So good.
She's sitting in a chair by herself. We're so proud of you, Hazel. Yes, we are. But there's signs. Are there signs that children are ready to be weaned? Like, can they start doing stuff that you're like, all right, we're getting there now?
Yeah, so they're able to bring something to their mouth. So, they've got that hand-to-mouth coordination. They've got that hand-eye coordination as well. They are able to sit up unaided. And a test for that is if you just put your little one on the floor and just take your hands away. So if they can sit for about 20, 30 seconds without flopping over completely, it means that they have that core strength that they need to be able to hold themselves in a chair upright.
We used to get great excitement and laughs out of the baby with the hand-eye coordination. They'd pick up a carrot in the thigh and I just couldn't find them out.
Goes everywhere.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But when it comes to picking a chair, because there's so many different types and they're really expensive ones. But you can even, there's cheaper versions as well. I mean, you don't have to spend an arm and leg on it.
No, not at all. The key things that you need to look for is that they actually hold your child upright.
Okay. So
that they're sitting not reclined. None of us eat reclined.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea at all. So have your child sitting upright.
She's really like a pint baby this morning. She's like, come on, lad.
If you find that they are a little bit kind of scooching to one side, you can just roll a towel up and put it down either side to just keep them propped up in the midline. That they need to be able to have access. You can see Hazel has full access to the table, or either the table if you take the tray off, or that they can have full access to the tray, which is really important. They have an adjustable footrest, so it's really important when your little one is actually eating that they have that footrest. So for the cheaper ones, it's really grounding. So if you think about, kind of if you're sitting on a bar stool, we still need to have a footrest for us. So it's basically giving our brain some proprioceptive feedback so that we're grounded. We actually know where we are, so that we can actually focus on our feeding rather than our eating.
Sense. When you're sitting on when you're on a stool, I don't like, there's nothing there. I don't, so it makes sense for a baby.
Yeah, so it's really important. So if you have a high chair that doesn't have a stool, or that doesn't have a footrest, you can make one. You could put like
but it's only for grounding, like it's not.
It's it stabilizes. Okay. It does actually. It stabilizes. So the ideal is for the hips to be at 90-degree angle, for the knees to be at a 90-degree angle, and for the ankles to be at a 90-degree angle. So once you've got the hips stabilized, they always say once you've got the hips, you've got the lips. So it really makes things much easier. And think about all the other issues like reflux and all that sort of stuff. Kind of like really windy babies and things like that. You want to minimise the potential for any of this with your little one. So if you have them stable and ready to eat, then you're good to go.
Let's move on. So do we use spoon-fed, hand-fed? Is there any difference? One better than the other?
There's a huge, baby-led weaning is a huge thing at the moment, and that's where baby is in control really of what they put into their own mouth. But you can do that even with the spoon. But if you're kind of the traditional is what we say, it's the puree-led, so it's kind of like mum, dad, or another kind of scooping spoon in.
Less messy.
That's also fine as well. Yes.
Oh, it is, yeah.
It can be, but it also, you know, people like to default to that because they're like, I know that they're definitely getting some food, which is kind of at the early stage. It's actually, don't worry too much about it. It's more learning to eat because the oral motor skills aren't actually developed anyway. So spoons aren't really ideal at this very early age because they don't have their mouth and their jaw and their tongue don't move independently. So they're not able to, you know, if we have a spoon, we're able to close our lips and scoop the food off. They're not actually able to do that yet.
So in this regard, you think then baby-led, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and that's actually really...
You scoop it off the top. There we go. That's
exactly. Yes.
Yeah, no, of course,
and that's a really, actually, if any baby has any oral sensitivities, it's a really, you can cause big problems.
I mean, well, feeding me now, is this what...
I didn't do it, I'm just saying, that's what you could do.
But you can do, so you can get like little flathead spoons and you can preload them, but again, the key is not to preload them with too much food because this is a really sensitive area for your little ones. It's the first time that stuff is going in and you want them to really just, it's the flavour, it's the taste, and they need to develop.
But then are you feeding them or are you leaving it down so that they put it into
you can do either. So if you want to default to like the puree, you can preload the spoon and do it, or you can put it down and you can let, she's eating her,
hello.
She's, hello Papa, do you want to try that?
So that is, of course, traditionally, you know, hey, listen, she's picked a side. She knows what she wants.
Yeah, exactly. But that's
you can see how some parents would get frustrated looking at this, going, "Oh, they're not eating enough. They need to eat." So you kind of grab the spoon and help them do it.
And you can help.
But we're seeing, and I love this, Notionsy baby. We can see avocado here. She's never going to have a mortgage if she keeps on eating avocado at this rate.
Avocado is one of the best foods to start. So you can puree the avocado.
Yeah.
So you can do both. It's called combined weaning, where you actually give them the piece of vegetable fruit themselves, and you can puree it up. So you
let
can
them hold, do their bits, and then
now,
you feed her as well.
avocado is really slippy. So a great way to do it is leave a little bit of the skin on the avocado and present that to them. Or you can literally just pop in a piece of avocado into chia seeds and just cover it. And so they've got a nice little grip on it as well. So it doesn't slip, because slipping and sliding, they can get very frustrated. So you want them to just be able to hold it and munch away on it, which is really, really important. And so, again, I was just saying, I have this massive spoon here. In terms of loading up, this would be like as if you were being fed with like a big scoop of food.
Everyone's trying to feed me this morning. It's great.
So it's just to be mindful that don't overload the spoon. It can cause like an oral issue.
And we've got about 30 seconds for you to do this. Parents who are freaking out about the choking hazard and issue. So can we talk about 30 seconds? Gagging, don't freak out.
Gagging is actually a natural protective mechanism, so it's really, really important. Your little one, don't interfere with that when they're gagging. Gagging comes with a noise, so it'll be like, you know, where they're trying to clear what's in their throat. And then they will actually spit it up, essentially. Where parents get a bit panicked is they think, oh my God, my child is choking, and they stick their finger in, and you can actually then cause a lodge or a blockage, and push it down even further. So choking is quiet. They're not able to kind of make the noises with it.
So the sound is good.
So, exactly. And they'll go red when they're gagging. They'll go kind of like, they'll lose a bit of colour when they're actually choking. So keep an eye out for both of those.
Interesting stuff.
She's delighted over there now, Hazel.
She's happy out.
Hazel, are you happy out? No, she's not looking. She's got her food.
Ollwyn Moran, thank you so much.
Thanks
I think that might be that's the end of our
development. That's the end for the moment,
but it's got great response now. People have really enjoyed it, so thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks
we'll see you back here when you're 21, Hazel. We'll see how you're getting on. It'll be fantastic.
We'll be back for the teenage years.
From back for the wine section.
Thank you so much. Alan, what's coming up in the next?